Dear viewers, Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, SAIL Samanvay Jharna, a fountain inaugurated in a renovated garden at RMHP of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. Srujani Mela cum award function held at Shops Foundry Department. And more than 250 villagers benefit from the multidisciplinary health camp organized by Rourkela Steel Plant in Bisra block.
RSP's works area takes another step towards implementation and certification of 5S. Women employees felicitated in different departments of SAIL RSP.
Shrujani function organized in different departments of SAIL RSP. Another critical orthopedic surgery carried out successfully at Ispat General Hospital.
Umang, the Mandira outbound retreat of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant inaugurated. Srujani Mela held at Material Management Purchase Section. And Women's Day celebrated by members of Deepika Mahila Sanghati.
Town Official Language Implementation Committee meeting of Rourkela held. Srujani Mela cum award function held at Sintering Plant 1 and amniotic membrane transplant done for the first time in Ispat General Hospital of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant.
Srujani Mela held at Production Planning and Control Department. Three employees of shops RSM department presented with Karmavir Award.
New and upgraded machines inaugurated at Mechanical Shop of SAIL RSP. Former captain of Indian women's hockey team interacts with cadets of SAIL Hockey Academy. And now, the news in detail. In its continuing endeavor to create a greener, cleaner and happier environment at the workplace, the team Raw Materials Handling Plant of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP has developed a garden by transforming the overgrown and unkept backyard of the RMHP building. The beautifully landscaped garden with an attractive fountain named as SAIL Samanvay Jharna, made in-house by using salvaged materials, was inaugurated by Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, on 17th March. Present on the occasion were Mr. S.S. Roy Chaudhary, CGM, RMHP, several Chief General Managers, HODs and senior executives of the plant. The area behind the main building was earlier having wild growths, shrubs, scraps, etc., making the area unclean, dirty and a breeding ground for insects, mosquitoes, reptiles, etc., often causing inconvenience for the main building as well as for the surrounding areas. Under the motivational scheme for Workplace Excellence initiative by DIC RSP, the RMHP team took up this area for development. The area was cleared, trees were pruned and the ground was levelled with earth filling. A barricade was erected around the garden and a number of flower beds were made for different types of seasonal flowers. Many evergreen foliage plants like croton, palm trees, cycas, jhau, alamonda, jasmine, hibiscus or joba, coleus, etc. have been planted in the garden. The steel fountain is made up of a number of steel pipes placed in tandem to have cascading effect of waterfalls from one pipe to another, depicting coordination and synergetic working in tandem by different departments, which is an essential part of an integrated steel plant like RSP. The water ultimately falls into a fish pond with colorful fish and water lily plants. Various waste materials have been utilized in this garden and around. Obsolete refractory bricks are also used for making flower beds and empty oil drums for making beautiful drain covers. This garden was conceived, designed and executed by Mr. Sachidanand Parida, Mr. Pradeep Chandra Patro, Mr. Manas Ranjan Panda and Mr. Dilip Kumar Patel, all MOMTs, Mr. Pitambar Singh, Executive Assistant, Mr. Khirot Chandra Baral, Mr. Burla Oram, Mr. Singharai Mundri and Mr. Debendra Virgantia, all SOSTs, under the guidance of Mr. Jai Shankar Singh, GM in charge, AMR and Planning, Mr. Manoj Kumar Giri, GM in charge Electrical, Mr. Prasanna Kumar Nayak, GM Mechanical, Mr. Prabhakar Shinde, GM in charge Operation, Mr. Tarun Praveen Ekka, AGM Mechanical, Mr. Nakul Chandra Patro, Senior Manager Operation, Mr. Sujit Bhanjdev, Senior Manager Mechanical and Mr. Harinath Yadav, Senior Manager Operation. Civil Engineering Services and Horticulture Department had extended support in creation of this beautiful garden and the pond. A Srujani Mela cum award function was held for the employees of shops Foundry Department of SAIL Rockland Steel Plant on 10th March 2023. Mr. Ravi Ranjan, CGM Shops and Foundry, presided over the function and handed over the awards to the winners of the scheme. Present on the occasion were Mr. Shekhar Narayan, GM in charge Design and Shops Mechanical, Mr. B.K. Behra, AGM IED and other officers and employees of the department. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Ranjan congratulated the awardees and encouraged all in to participate for improving the performance of the department. Mr. B.K. Behra gave an overview about the status of Srujani in the plant with special reference to the departmental Srujani updates. Around 23 suggestions were awarded. Cash award of Rs 3,500 was given for each implemented suggestions. Several tangible and intangible benefits were reaped from it. Around 50 new suggestions were generated during the Mela. Each of the suggestors were presented with token gifts. The function was coordinated by Mr. A.K. Patri, Senior Operator Foundry, while Mr. Bansidhara Dhara, AGM Foundries, proposed a formal vote of thanks. A multidisciplinary health camp was organized by Rockland Steel Plant RSP at Government UP School, Koparanda in Bisra Block on 17th March. The camp was conducted by the Corporate Social Responsibility CSR Department in association with the Medical and Health Services MNHS Department of RSP. Doctors of RSP, namely Dr. Jayant Acharya, Pediatrics, Dr. Madhumita Sahu, ONG, Dr. Gautam Das, ENT, Dr. Debasis, Medicine, Dr. Anima Tigga, Ophthalmology and Dr. Jyoti Sahu, Surgery, carried out the health check assisted by pharmacists, hospital technicians and other paramedical staff. The camp was coordinated by CSR team led by Ms. Munmun Mitra, GM CSR. 261 patients were examined in the camp and provided free medicines and consultation. Besides, 54 patients were identified for further treatment at Ispat General Hospital under various CSR schemes, namely Project Sunayana for free eye surgery, under Project Sushruti for medical intervention of people with hearing ailments, Project Charak for provision of free surgical interventions, Project Surabhi for treatment of gynecological disorders, and Project Akshay for treatment of TB. It is worth mentioning here that the medical camps are being organized by RSP in peripheral villages, not only reach out to the people living in remote villages but also extend expensive surgical interventions for free treatment at IGH to the identified people suffering from grave ailments.
Taking another step forward towards implementation and certification of 5S at works area of RSP, the pre-final 5S audit was held on 4th March 2023. Mr. Devabrat Datta, CGM in charge services, presided over the closing meeting held at ED Works Conference Hall. Senior officers of concerned department were also present on the occasion. The audit was divided into different phases. Speaking on the occasion, CGM in charge services stressed on faster implementation and inclusion of more areas under the scope of 5S certification. In the first phase, the 3 units of RSP that were audited are Roll Shop 4 Nucleate Mill Area, Oxygen Plant, Propane Plant 2 and 3, Air Station and Mechanical Shop, and Mechanical Shop. After closure of the audit points, certification audit will be held during March-April 2023 and certificate will be awarded. Mr. S.K. Srivastava, COO TQM, QCFI Secunderabad, and Mr. S.C. Prasad, Honorary Secretary QCFI Rourkela Chapter, conducted the audit. A brief presentation was also made on Six Sigma implementation method and its benefits by Mr. S.K. Srivastava. As a part of 5S implementation, the above 3 units have done extensive housekeeping, floor marking, disposal of unused spares, tools and tackles, rearrangement of spares and assemblies, and earmarked locations for each and every item and activity. Extensive training and awareness of the employees on 5S has also been done earlier on regular basis. A group of 5S champions were sent as an exposure trip to Bhilai Steel Plant in November 2022 for further enriching the expertise. These 5S activities are being closely followed up by concerned departments and related documentation, that is SOP, SMP, housekeeping and maintenance schedule, etc. are prepared. The audit process was coordinated by Ms. Chaitali Das, GM in charge BE and IAD. Different departments in SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant felicitated women employees on the occasion of International Women's Day as a mark of respect and recognition of the contributions made by the women employees in the plant. A special program was organized at Finance and Accounts Department to celebrate the Women's Day. Mr. A.K. Behuria, CGM in charge FNA, presided over the function and felicitated all the lady employees of the department. Citing examples of women power in ancient to modern India, he encouraged all to take up the reins of their own lives. Present on the occasion were Mr. S.K. Nayak, CGM FNA and other senior officers. The program was coordinated by Mr. Subhash Sahu, DGM FNA. In yet another function organized at Steel Melting Shop 2, 4 women employees of the department were felicitated for their commendable job. Mr. T.P. Shivshankar, CGM SMS2, presided over the function and handed over the token gifts. Present on the occasion were sectional heads and other officers and employees of the department.
Shrujini function is being organized in different departments of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. In a Shrujini award function held at New Plate Mill, Mr. Pinaki Chaudhary, CGM NPM, handed over the awards to the winners of the scheme. Present on the occasion were Mr. M.S. Mangar, GMIED and other officers and employees of the department. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Chaudhary appreciated the involvement of employees in the scheme and encouraged all to continue with fresh ideas for the betterment of the department. Mr. M.S. Mangar gave an overview about the status of Shrujini in the plant with special reference to the departmental Shrujini updates. Around 489 suggestions were awarded, out of which 297 suggestions have already been implemented. Total cash amount of Rs 60,450 was given for implemented suggestions. Several tangible and intangible benefits were reaped from it. The function was coordinated by Mr. Abhijit Patnaik, Manager Personnel. The Shrujini function for employees of Town Services Department was held at the Departmental Conference Hall. Mr. P.K. Swai, CGM Town, presided over the function. Present on the occasion were Mr. T.G. Kanikar, GM Personnel, Dr. B. Kara, Principal IEMS, Mr. B.K. Behra, AGM IED, and other senior officers and employees of the department. Mr. Swai highlighted the importance of ideas in giving wings to the growth and development of any organization and urged all to participate and contribute. Mr. B.K. Behra gave an overview about the status of Shrujini in the plant with special reference to the departmental Shrujini updates. Around 25 suggestions were awarded, out of which 4 suggestions already have been implemented. Total cash amount of Rs 1,000 was given for implemented suggestions. Around 80 new suggestions were generated during the Mela. Each of the suggestors were presented with token gifts. The function was coordinated by Mrs. Nivedita Malik, Executive Assistant TS, while Mr. Shrikant Nayak, Storekeeper, proposed a formal vote of thanks. The orthopedists of Ispat General Hospital of Rourkela Steel Plant have carried out 2 sitting left and right elbow surgery on a 73-year-old lady, Mrs. Kuntala Sahu, mother of Mr. Jagadishwar Sahu, SOST SMS2 Rourkela Steel Plant. She was admitted in the orthopedic ward of Ispat General Hospital on 16th February 2023 after she met a road accident and sustained fracture in both elbow joints. Sustaining fracture in both elbows is not a very common phenomenon. Pre-operative planning is an essential prerequisite for the success of orthopedic procedures, which was done by the team of orthopedic surgeons of IGH led by Dr. L.K. Biswal, CMO, MNHS. The left elbow surgery was carried out on 18th February, while the right elbow surgery was done on 2nd March 2023 by Dr. Daulat Saraf, Senior Consultant Orthopedic Surgeon. He was assisted by nursing sister Mrs. Goduli Behra, nursing brother Mr. Kamlakar Ambati, and senior hospital technician Mr. Maheshwar Nayak. The challenging surgery was completed successfully. Skilled anesthesia was administered by Dr. B.K. Nayak, additional CMO IGH, Dr. Manoranjan Samantre, Deputy CMO, and team members of Department of Anesthesiology of IGH. During surgery, great assistance was provided by Operation Theatre 1 in charge senior nursing sister Ms. Advanti Mins and her team, OT technicians, CSSD technician and dressers. Meticulous pre-operative and post-operative support was provided by surgery ward in charge senior nursing sister Mrs. Mariana Lakra and her team, as well as team of surgery ward dressers and hospital attendants. The patient can now move both right and left elbow as she is undergoing aggressive daily physiotherapy in IGH. It is to be noted that several such cases involving intensive care and sophisticated treatment are being referred by hospitals from different parts of state and beyond to Ispat General Hospital, which is equipped with the state-of-the-art medical facilities. The doctors and paramedical staff have been exhibiting exceptional commitment, zeal and professional acumen to treat these critical cases successfully.
Umang, the Mandira outbound retreat of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant RSP, was inaugurated by Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in charge RSP, at the scenic Mandira Dam on 14th March 2023. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED PNA, Mr. P.K. Sahu, ED Projects, Mr. S. Tripathi, ED MM, Dr. B.K. Hota, ED MNHS, Dr. Shikhar Sahai, DIG CISF, Mr. P.K. Rath, CGM in charge Mines, Mr. A.K. Behuria, CGM in charge FNA, several CGMs, many senior officers of RSP and CISF, representatives of trade unions and executive association were present on the occasion. The director in charge also launched the outbound training program Josh the journey of soaring higher on the occasion. 25 employees, including men and women from across different departments of the steel plant, are taking part in the 2-day program being conducted with expert support from Tata Steel Adventure Foundation (TSAF). The outbound training program has been designed to improve leadership, communication skills, performance planning, change management, delegation, teamwork and motivation. Addressing the gathering, Mr. Bhaumik said, SAIL has undeniably the best human resources in the industry, and the quality of SAIL's manpower has made its mark in the whole of the country. However, in the highly competitive era, it becomes imperative to adopt innovative methods to develop skills, team building abilities and leadership qualities to keep pace with the emerging market scenario and sustain competitive edge over contemporaries. Expressing happiness over the new facility, the DIC said the uniquely designed fun-filled activities at these splendidly developed facilities will certainly help the participants to sharpen their soft skills and synergize to achieve organizational goals. The DIC appreciated the efforts of all the departments associated with the development of the outbound training facility. At the outset, Ms. Rajashri Banerjee, CGM HRD, welcomed the gathering. Mr. K.K. Jaiswal, AGM HRD, coordinated the function. It is noteworthy that the uniquely developed outbound training facility in the lap of nature, surrounded by dense forest and tranquility, and equipped with some of the most interesting adventurous infrastructures and facilities, offers the best place for outbound training activities. A 40 feet high rappelling tower, wooden planks for Australian walk, tunnel for crawling, parallel rope, rope for monkey jumping, and number of other facilities to conduct different games of team building are some of the interesting features of the newly developed center. The facility has been beautifully landscaped with myriad ornamental plants and flowering trees. 4 in-house developed attractive gazebos have been erected, which are adding elegance to the place. A Srujani Mela was held at Materials Management Conference Hall for Purchase Section Unit Collective of Materials Management Department of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant recently. Mr. Somnath Tripathi, EDMM, presided over the function and inaugurated the Mela. He also handed over the token gifts to the suggesters. Present on the occasion were Mr. K.S. Virdi, GM in charge purchase, Mr. B.K. Behera, AGM IED, and other officers and employees of the department. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Tripathi commended the efforts of the MM Purchase section in organizing such function. He highlighted the importance of Srujani and encouraged all in the department to participate and contribute for better relevance and performance of the department and the plant. Mr. B.K. Behera gave an overview about the status of Srujani in the plant with special reference to the departmental Srujani updates. Around 100 suggestions were generated during the Mela. Each of the suggesters were presented with token gifts. The program was coordinated by Mr. Omkar Mahanti, Assistant Manager, MM Purchase. Deepika Mahila Sanghati, a leading philanthropic organization and a major partner in progress of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant, celebrated the International Women's Day with fun and gaiety at Deepika Mahila Sanghati premises on 11th March 2023. Mrs. Seema Deb Bhaumik, President DMS, presided over the function as chief guest. Mrs. Harshala Suryavanshi, Mrs. Hiranmayi Satpathy, Mrs. Samapika Sahu, all Vice Presidents of DMS, and Mrs. Pratima Mukherjee, eminent educationist and Principal Arya Vandaland School, Sector 19, were the guests of honor. Dr. Pratibha Sarangi, Additional CMO, MNHS, and Dr. Indira Mishra, Additional CMO, MNHS, were the guest speakers. Mrs. Nidhi Singhal, Secretary, members of the governing body, and a large number of members of the institution were present on the occasion. The program commenced with the lighting of the ceremonial lamp by the dignitaries. Speaking on the occasion, the President DMS expounded on this year's theme, Digit All, Technology and Innovation for Gender Equity. She highlighted the importance and need of technology and innovation in transforming lives and bridging the gender gap. Dr. Pratibha Sarangi and Dr. Indira Mishra, the guest speakers, addressed the health issues of women. Looking into the growing numbers of breast and cervical cancer among women, they also discussed about the need of early detection and treatment. During the function, Mrs. Bhaumik felicitated the eminent female educationist of Rourkela who had been instrumental in grooming toddlers into promising adults for last 4 decades, being in the noble profession of teaching in Arya Vandaland School, Sector 19. This was followed by spectacular cultural program comprising songs and dance performances based on the theme of women's empowerment. At the outset, Ms. Nidhi Singhal welcomed the gathering. The program was coordinated by the members of DMS.
The half-yearly meeting of Town Official Language Implementation Committee (TOLIC) was held at the Bandhan Hall of Indo-German Club on 15th March. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Rourkela Steel Plant, RSP, was the chief guest of the program. Also present on the dais were Mr. Nirmal Kumar Dubey, Assistant Director, Rajbhasha Implementation, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, Kolkata, and Mrs. Archana Satpathy, DGM PR and COC, RSP and Member Secretary, TOLIC. More than 30 representatives from several central government organizations, public sector undertakings, banks, insurance companies, etc. of Rourkela attended the meeting. In his address, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi appreciated the active participation of the TOLIC members in the interactive session. He highlighted the activities of RSP in the promotion of Rajbhasha and the moral and social responsibility of each member organization as well as the society to carry forward the cause of Rajbhasha. A will to do will easily make things happen in Rajbhasha advancement, said the ED Works. He also urged all to think of ways and means to integrate Rajbhasha in the world of Industry 4.0 and artificial intelligence. Mr. Dubey reviewed the progress of the implementation of Rajbhasha by the member organizations and elaborated about the various measures to be adopted and procedures to be adhered to. He emphasized upon the need of formulating checkpoints and parameters for self-assessment. He also reiterated the need of proper documentation and timely submission of reports and returns. Mrs. Archana Satpathy welcomed the gathering and highlighted the importance of usage of simple Hindi for wider acceptance and implementation. In the interaction session held on the occasion, representatives from the member organizations deliberated upon various issues relating to the implementation of Rajbhasha. Subcommittees were formed for e-magazine of TOLIC and other operational activities. Ms. Lolati Topo, AGM, PR and Rajbhasha presented the status report. Mr. Vishwanath Sahu, Manager Rajbhasha, Canara Bank, coordinated the program while Ms. K. Shobha from LIC India, Sector 19 proposed a formal vote of thanks. A Shrujani Mela cum award function was held for employees of Sintering Plant 1 of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant at the Departmental Conference Hall on 9th March 2023. Mr. Tapas Ranjan Mohanty, GM, SP1 presided over the function and handed over the awards to the winners of the scheme. Present on the occasion were Mr. B.K. Behera, AGM IED and other officers and employees of the department. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Mohanty encouraged all in the department to participate for improving the performance of the department. Mr. B.K. Behera gave an overview about the status of Shrujani in the plant with special reference to the departmental Shrujani updates. Around 24 suggestions were awarded. Rupees 300 was given for each implemented suggestions. More than 100 new suggestions were generated during the Mela. Each of the suggestors was presented with a token gift. The function was coordinated by Mr. P.K. Das, AGM SP1, while Mr. M.K. Tarai, Senior Manager SP1, proposed a formal vote of thanks. The ophthalmologists of Ispat General Hospital IGH of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant have been carrying out advanced and sophisticated surgical eye treatment. One such critical but successful surgery was carried out recently. Mr. Ashutosh Biswal, a trainee in RSP, suffered from injury on 4th April. As a result, he had limbal ischemia. To restore corneal clarity, normalize ocular surface and prevent glaucomatous optic nerve damage, the patient was immediately operated. Dr. Anima Tiga, Senior Consultant, Medical and Health Services, conducted a successful amniotic membrane transplant under the guidance and supervision of Dr. R. Mohanty, Additional CMO, Medical and Health Services. Sister Clara Soreng, Sister Namita and Siba Naik, the technician, assisted in the process. The patient will take 1 month to recover. Prior to this, Dr. Tiga also did a similar operation on Mr. Gulshan Dangwar, a non-entitled patient. Both the eyes of Mr. Dangwar were operated with successful amniotic membrane transplant. The recovery rate is also quite encouraging. The cases of amniotic membrane transplant are being done for the first time in IGH. It is worth mentioning here that IGH already has an eye bank. Efforts are on to get the requisite permissions for corneal transplantation, which will help in carrying out the corneal transplant surgeries in the hospital.
A Srujani Mela was held at Production Planning and Control Department of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant on 10th March. Mr. Siddharth Acharya, GM, PPC, presided over the function and inaugurated the Mela. He also handed over the token gifts to the suggestors. Present on the occasion were Mr. B.K. Behera, AGM, IED, and other officers and employees of the department. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Acharya encouraged all in the department to participate and contribute for better relevance and performance of the department and the plant. Mr. B.K. Behera gave an overview about the status of Srujani in the plant with special reference to the departmental Srujani updates. Around 100 suggestions were generated during the Mela. Each of the suggestors were presented with token gifts. At the outset, Mr. Rajesh Kumar Nayak, Assistant Manager PPC, welcomed the gathering and coordinated the function. Mr. Santanu Kumar Nayak, Senior Manager PPC, proposed a formal vote of thanks. 3 employees of shops, Repair Shop Mechanical, Department of SAIL, Rourkela Steel Plant, received the Karmavir Award. In a function held at CZM Shops office on 3rd March, Mr. Ravi Ranjan, CZM Shops, handed over the awards to Mr. Bhagavan Sethi, Mr. Bhakta Charan Baral and Mr. Birenchi Kumar Bhoi, all senior operators of shops RSM for the month of August, October and December 2022. Present on the occasion were Mr. B.K. Nayak, GM, Shops RSM, Mr. Sanjeev Behera, Manager Personnel, other senior officers and employees of the department. Mr. Bhagavan Sethi was recognized for contribution towards successful machining of plate mill, long breast roll carrier frame, new plate mill DSTS brush liners and hot strip mill 2 wear plates for down coiler. The commendable jobs done by Mr. Bhakta Charan was successful marking of centering plant 1 PMD steel tires, conversion of plate mill slippers pad to hot mill strip slipper pad, centering plant 1 vibrator gears and plate mill long breast roll carrier frame. The jobs which fetched Mr. Biranchi Huta the award were the successful calibration of measuring instruments of different units of RSP, including shops, salvaging and repair of measuring instruments of RSM and good documentation. The program was coordinated by Mr. Sanjeev Behera. SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, under its CSR initiatives, distributed 250 saplings at Bisra High School as a part of the series of activities undertaken to mark the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav 2.0. Ms. Munmun Mitra, GM CSR, presided over the sapling distribution function organized in the school premises. Present on the occasion were Mr. T.B. Topo, AGM CSR, Mrs. Mamata Behra, Headmistress Bisra High School, other officials of RSP, teachers and staff of the school. The saplings were distributed among students from class 6 to 9. The species involved fruit-bearing trees like mango, lemon, orange, lychee and pomegranate. The function was coordinated by CSR department in collaboration with SEVAK, the leading NGO of Sundargarh.
A 2-meter flatbed, fully automated CNC lathe machine and an upgraded semi-automatic CNC machine were added recently to the shop's mechanical shop of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant. In a function held at mechanical shop, reverently, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, inaugurated the machines. Present on the occasion were Mr. M.K. Mohanty, CGM Electrical, Ms. R. Banerjee, CGM HRD, Mr. R.N. Rajendran, CGM Mechanical, Mr. S. Pal Chaudhary, CGM A&I, Mr. Ravi Ranjan, CGM Design and Shops, Mr. D. Bhanja, CGM Power Distribution, Ms. Asha Kartha, GM In Charge Safety, heads of department and senior officers of Centralized Maintenance and Safety Department. It is worth mentioning here that with the increase in the requirement of spares, there was a need of addition and upgradation of machines in the shop. With the new additions, the spare preparation capability of mechanical shop will be enhanced. Besides, the quality of machining will improve, the cost of development of spare will reduce and the unit will be able to take up new orders from different departments. The apprentice trainees deployed in the department can also enhance their skills by getting the opportunity to use the modern machines. Mr. Suryavanshi praised the way mechanical shop has helped several core units of RSP by fulfilling their needs of repair, overhauling and development of spares and equipments. The function was coordinated by Mr. Shekhar Narayan, GM in charge, Design Shops Mechanical. Ms. Preetam Rani Siwach, former captain of Indian women's hockey team and Arjuna and Dronacharya awardee, along with her husband Mr. Kuldeep Siwach, former hockey player, visited Biju Patnaik Hockey Stadium of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant and interacted with the SAIL Hockey Academy cadets. Mr. Raghunandan Padhi, Assistant Manager Sports, facilitated the interaction session. Ms. Siwach encouraged the hockey cadets by sharing her own life experiences of struggle and achievements right from fighting to play the sport in an orthodox society to resisting marriage at an early age, from fighting against societal norms in order to return to the sport after marriage and motherhood, to running pillar to post in order to get her academy up and running. She underlined the importance of perseverance, commitment, dedication and positive mindset and also gave valuable tips to be a winner. That's all for today's news bulletin. Namaskar.
Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.